Derivative rules should not be memorized blindly. In this chapter, we will derive why x squared becomes 2x and why x cubed becomes 3x squared by watching exactly how area and volume increase. Think of floor tiles, a square garden, a storage box, or a water tank. If the side length changes slightly, the area or volume changes. The derivative tells us how much area or volume changes for a tiny change in side length. The small change, called dx or h, is not zero at the beginning. We use it as a tiny non-zero change, calculate the change in area or volume, divide by that tiny change, and only at the end let it approach zero. First, understand x squared. A square with side 1 unit has area 1 square unit. Side 2 gives area 4. Side 3 gives area 9. The drawings are only visual guides, not exact scale models, but the numbers are exact. For area, x represents side length, so we use the first quadrant only. The graph of y equals x squared passes through 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, and 3, 9. Now take a square of side x. Its old area is x squared. Increase the side to x plus dx. The new area is x plus dx squared. The difference between the new area and the old area is called delta A. This is the key idea. The strips do not appear randomly. First, there is an increase in area, delta A. When we look carefully at that added area, it breaks into a right strip, a top strip, and a tiny corner square. The right strip is part of delta A. Its length is x, and its width is dx, so its area is x times dx. The top strip is also part of delta A. Its length is x, and its width is dx, so its area is also x dx. Together, the two main strips give 2x dx. The last part of delta A is the tiny corner square. Its width is dx, and its height is dx, so its area is dx squared. We include it first. We do not ignore it before understanding it. The total extra area is the right strip plus the top strip plus the corner. So delta A equals x dx plus dx squared, which is 2x dx plus dx squared. To find how fast area changes with side length, divide delta A by dx. 2x dx plus dx squared divided by dx becomes 2x plus dx. Now let dx approach 0. The extra dx term becomes smaller and smaller. What remains is 2x. That is why the derivative of x squared is 2x. The algebra confirms the picture. Expand x plus h squared, subtract x squared, divide by h while h is not 0, and then let h approach 0. The answer is 2x. This means the derivative function is 2x. At x equals 1, slope is 2. At x equals 2, slope is 4. At x equals 3, slope is 6. The curve gets steeper as x increases. Now repeat the same idea in 3 dimensions. A cube with side x has volume x cubed. If the side length increases slightly, the volume increases by a small amount called delta V. For volume, x is again side length, so we stay in the first quadrant. The graph of y equals x cubed passes through 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 8, and 3, 27. The old volume is x cubed. The new volume is x plus dx cubed. The difference between the new volume and the old volume is delta V. The slabs, edges, and corner cube are pieces of delta V. Again, the pieces do not appear randomly. First, there is an increase in volume, delta V. When we inspect that extra volume, it breaks into 3 large slabs, 3 edge pieces, and 1 tiny corner cube. The largest parts of delta phi are 3 slabs. Each slab has face area x squared and thickness dx. Together, the 3 slabs contribute 3x squared dx. After the slabs, 3 edge pieces are still present. These are real for any finite dx. Each has dimensions x, dx, and dx, so each has volume x dx squared. Together they give 3x dx squared. Finally, 1 tiny corner cube remains. Its dimensions are dx, dx, and dx, so its volume is dx cubed. It is small, but it is part of the exact delta v before taking the limit. So the exact extra volume is 3x squared dx plus 3x dx squared plus dx cubed. This is delta v, the actual volume added when the side grows from x to x plus dx. To find the rate of volume change with respect to side length, divide delta phi by dx. This gives 3x squared plus 3x dx plus dx squared. Now let dx approach 0. The edge and corner terms came into effect for finite dx, but in the limiting rate they vanish. What remains is 3x squared. The algebra confirms the geometry. Expanding x plus h cubed gives x cubed plus 3, x squared, h plus 3, xh squared plus h cubed. After subtracting x cubed and dividing by h, the limit is 3x squared. Now the pattern is visible. X squared becomes 2x, x cubed becomes 3x squared. X to the fourth becomes 4x cubed. The power comes down, and the exponent decreases by 1. Avoid these mistakes. Do not set dx equal to 0 at the beginning. Do not throw away dx squared or dx cubed too early. And do not keep the exponent the same after bringing it down. For x squared, delta A is 2x dx plus dx squared, so the limiting rate is 2x. For x cubed, delta V is 3x squared dx plus 3x dx squared plus dx cubed, so the limiting rate is 3x squared.